How's it going, guys? Travis from Tackle Bros. Welcome to the drop. It's gonna be a good one this week. Thanks for hanging out with me on Thursday again. We have a really good video for you this week. So today is Ashton's birthday, so he is not with me for the first time. This week I have Johnny with me, which is pretty cool. One of my closest, oldest friends. Happy birthday to Ashy. And yeah, this is the drop. This is Thursday, 7:30. This is our favorite day of the week. So happy that you guys are joining us. This week's special. So all week in store, we are doing a Father's Day promo. There's a bunch of really cool products on sale, deep discounts. So we'll get into that more at the end of the video. But I think almost everything that I'm going to talk about in today's video is going to be at least 15% off until Friday. The reason why we're cutting it off a little bit early, our season for bass fishing opens on Saturday, and I don't want to work. So none of the other guys want to work. We're gonna take it easy on the weekend, guys, and not have it so crowded, busy in here, people coming in for the sale. So if you can get in here before 8 o'clock tomorrow, that's when the sale is going to close. And then the next day we're going to fishing all day. So hopefully we see you on the water. You shouldn't be in the store anyway. It's bass opener up here. So now this week we have a bunch of new products and some cool restocks. And I'm going to start right here with Sunline. This is a product that I've been waiting to get in the store for quite some time. We've had some small orders of it, but nothing substantial enough to talk about it. And that is going to be the Almight braid from Sunline. This is going to be a sinking braid. This was available before from Sunline. It's that pink braid, that super high vis pink braid. So this is going to be available in a couple of weird sizes. It's basically a 4+1 strand. So most braid is going to kind of come across the top of the water like this and then drop down. This one is going to have a straight tension to it. So as it goes down the water, you're gonna have straight line tension. That means there's not gonna be a bunch of slack to wind up before you can get the hook into them. Gives you better contact with your actual bait. There's no slack in the line, basically. It's also gonna be good for getting things down, and you're not gonna have that loop, so things can sit a little bit more natural. It's my favorite line. I have it on every single rod. The previous version and now everything that didn't have it is gonna have this. It's gonna be available in 2 different colors. So that pink color that I was showing you here, and then also available in a olive color. So it's like a, what do we got in here? There's some reds, sorry, not reds. There's some like yellows, there's some oranges, there's some greens. So more of a hidden color. And then this one's gonna be the one you're gonna wanna use if you're like me. I like to see my line at all times. This is for spinning. I'm gonna run a leader 100 out of 100 times. I'm never just tying straight braid. I like the pink, but if you're one of the guys that just wanna have, you know, something a little bit more natural, something to blend in, you have olive as an option. Now, with this line, it is a true JDM line. So what that's gonna mean is, if you're used to throwing 10 pound, you're gonna wanna kinda size up. You're gonna wanna go to like a 13 pound. If you're a 15 pound guy, go with 18 pound. There's a bunch of weird in-between sizes here as well. So I'll run through those really quick. We're gonna have 7.2 pounds, so 7 pound. We're gonna have 11 pound. We're gonna have 13 pound, 16.5 pound, 18.5 pound, and then finally 22.5 pound. Like I was saying, if you are used to throwing a 15 pound, probably get the 18.5 pound. It's gonna feel the most similar to you. 10 pound, 13 pound, etc., etc. And then also from Sunline, we have everything back in stock for the most part. So Sniper's back in stock, every size. So this is our #1 everyday bread and butter fluorocarbon. Shooter is also back in stock in every size. We also have a couple spools of bulk shooter. This is new for us. We haven't had this before. Bite mark system back in stock. So this is that colored line. It's supposed to give you an indicator. It's a cool one. We have the V-Hard back in stock. We have Assassins back in stock. We got the super fluorocarbon. So everything Sunline is back in stock, and we're finally starting to see a good stock of line for the first time this year. So excited about that from Sunline. Check out that Almight, favorite line of all time. If I could only have one, probably just try the 13 pound. It's gonna be most similar for you guys. This is for spinning. It's not really for bait casting. You can maybe use BFS with it, but really designed for the spinning application. So something really cool from Sunline. All right, so we all have that one friend that refuses to throw anything else but the classic YAMAMOTO SENKO. And for that friend, I have something for you. Bulk packs of 50. and bulk packs of 100. These are also going to come with kind of a YAMAMOTO branded money bag, I would say. So basically it's the biggest pack of SENKOs you're ever going to see in your life. You're going to get this cool YAMAMOTO bait pouch, I would say, with it. It's going to be available in key YAMAMOTO colors, so like your green pumpkins, your black blue flake, 50 pack and 100 pack of SENKOs. I don't know if there's much of a price break, but instead of having 9 million small bags of 10s, you just have one giant bag of 100 or a giant bag of 50. So definitely check these out from YAMAMOTO. It's gonna be for somebody. I don't know. That's a lot of SENKOs, and that'd take me I don't know, a long time. So YAMAMOTO. So most of you guys are gonna know Duo Realis for their spin baits, maybe their jerk baits, their poppers, stuff like that. Duo is one of the hottest brands in the last, I don't know, year, I would say for sure. It's pretty rare for a brand with history like Duo to kind of make this big splash in all these new techniques, and yeah, it's just cool to see. So this week from Duo, we're gonna have a big restock, which I'm really excited about, and yeah, let's walk through it. The first one we're gonna look at is gonna be the Versa Pintail in 3-inch. This is an interesting bait for me. Obvious thing that you're gonna think first off is drop shot. The way that we have been really utilizing this is on the back of an underspin. It has very subtle action to it, and that right now I think is something that the fish are really keen in on. Being big, loud, and obnoxious, you know, you're throwing a K-Tech with a big fat tail wobble action, works great. If your fish are pressured at all, it's not always the best thing. Sometimes being ultra subtle and having, you know, a little bit less of look at me is working. And that's where this comes into play for me. So I've been pairing the GLF one up with this as of recently and having great success. It's also great as a drop shot bait. Just another cool one from Duo. Comes in a bunch of sizes. We're seeing just the 3-inch back in stock in these today. And I think there's a couple new colors as well. So we'll run through those really quickly. This one's gonna be sky blue chartreuse. We're gonna have gold flash shad. I have sexy shad UV, it's one of my favorites. Natural wakasagi. Bluegill flash. Hopefully you can see that one, great color. Baby bass. And then whiteback shad. So if you guys are looking for something just a little bit more subtle, it still is an amazing plastic. It still has a lot of action. It's just on the subtle side of action. And I feel like it's a big player right now. That's why, you know, other brands similar to this with similar stylings right now are absolutely taking over everything. Like that GLF that I was just talking about. Probably the most popular plastic right now from Duo Realis is going to be the BR fish. And we're finally gonna see the more natural freshwater colors, I would say. The BR fish and the BR head is originally a saltwater concept that sort of became popular with all of the forward-facing sonar stuff. They finally decided to do a couple more, like I said, natural colors for bass fishing, stuff like that. And there's 8 of them, and I got them. And I also got just 5 gram in the BR heads back in stock for right now. So check these out. They pair up perfectly together. There's a million videos. Basically, the head goes on, you rip these up, and it bounces back and forth. It's the craziest action I've ever seen in a soft plastic bait. I'll run through these colors really quick. This is going to be Rikyu. This one's going to be Ice Cube. This one's going to be Smoky Magic. We're going to have Electric Olive, Pepper Prism, Brown Zircon, and then Young Watermelon. Happy to have some more natural colors for us. The saltwater ones were great. There's obviously a couple that were the key ones. Some of them were pretty crazy. So it's nice to have some more natural colors to go with the heads. We're also gonna have a restock on the reverse lure cases from Duo. So gonna be 2 different sizes. We're gonna have the 140 and the 120. 140 for bigger jerk baits, obviously. The 120 is gonna be for, you know, spy baits, smaller jerk baits, stuff like that. Basically, it's a 2-sided, so you got one side here where you can fit what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So total you can fit 10 baits. You got one side for 5 here, and then another 5 on this side. So double-sided. They're both like that. Really great one to keep your baits separated. If you're sick of reaching into a, you know, 3700, trying to pull one out, all your hooks are tangled up, you're shaking them off. This will stop that. It's also gonna keep your paint jobs a little bit nicer, and they're fairly inexpensive. So check these out from Duo, the reverse lure cases. Lastly, a big restock in probably what's gonna be their new best-selling color up here in Ghost Gold Perch. Gold Perch has been a staple up here forever. This is the OG Gold Perch. So it's a matte perch color, really effective. Nice little orange hit there. Pretty standard perch. It's like a metallic matte color. Again, one of the most popular colors in the store forever. And then this guy came out. Just a little bit more transparent, not matte at all. Same little orange hit, transparent. That's the big key here. Transparent is just kind of king for the most part up here. Pretty clear water. The Gold Perch is still gonna work great, but that transparent, man, is really tough to beat, especially if you're in clear water. You're, Erie, Lake Simcoe, Lake Ontario, any of those surrounding bodies of water that usually are pretty clean. This Ghost Gold Perch can be a tough one to beat for the north. So huge restock on these. 80 and 90 size now back available in the Ghost Gold Perch. And then a little fun one from Duo Realis. We are gonna have the Spider series. So we're gonna have, there's gonna be two colors. We're gonna have just regular Spider. So first one here is gonna be Spider. So a little Peter Parker action. That's just, I'm gonna take one out. Let's have a look at these. So periodically Duo does these fun ones, I'll say. And this is just a really cool one. Obviously made to look like Spider-Man. So there's gonna be two different colors in this. This one's just the standard Spider, a little play on words there. And then we're also going to have the Spider Black. So black one with red. Both of them are fishable. Both of them probably won't get fished. These are probably going in my lure case. So check these ones out from Duo. Really limited quantities on these. So if you've been looking for them, yeah, we got a few for you. Spider in from Duo Realis. Moving over to probably the shop's favorite brand right now. We're going to talk about Raid Japan. This is really grown fast to be probably one of our biggest brands in the store. They make a ton of amazing product. It's a really cool company. We got new colors in the Full Swing. So Full Swing is going to be Raid's boot tail. It's a really cool one. If you haven't tried it yet, check it out. It's got a nice fat body on it. It's going to be available in, it's going to be 3.5, 4, 4.5. But the new colors are only going to be available in the 3.5 and the 4. So this is the 4-inch version. They come 6 to a pack. And then this is the 3.5-inch version. They're going to come 7 to a pack. Let's do the colors. So the first one is going to be Jewel Wakasagi. Then we're going to have Spring Shart. Then we're going to have Cola Pink. This color combo has been popular, dude. I don't know. Like a bunch of brands have been coming out with kind of like a brown pink combo. I mean, a bunch of the OSP stuff just came in. It's been popular. And then this one is going to be Natural Shad. So just a natural shad color. Okay, so this week, new in from Raid. Well, not a new product, but new sizing. We're gonna see the final size of the Hira Tyler. This is gonna be the 5.7 inch. It's also available on a 3.7 inch and a 4.7 inch, and they've kind of gradually trickled in over the last little bit. These have been, if not one of the top 3 most popular baits in the store the last 3 months. You guys have been catching them really good on this, and I'm happy to see that. What this is, it's basically a bluegill style bait, I'll say. This concept has been becoming more and more popular as you guys are learning new ways to fish it. Ultra popular on a free rig, ultra popular Carolina rigging. A lot of guys are using this for. You can Nico rig these, you can flip them. This is going to be suggested to be used on either a 6 or a 7/0 EWG style hook. Infinity, Pierce, Brutal. Like I said, this is just a big bluegill imitator. 5.7 inch, all the same sizes apply. It's kind of like a cross hybrid between the bellows gill and the bull flat. Definitely check this one out from Raid. One of the hottest baits of the year, and really excited to complete the trifecta of sizing. All the same colors apply. I'm not gonna go through them. I've gone through them twice now. So also, if you've been looking for any of the other sizes of the Hira Tylers, everything's back in stock. We just had a huge restock on them coming in with these, and yeah, check them out. Something I'm really excited about. So from Raid, we're gonna see a new entry into the dice category in the Raid one way. So this is a unique one. So the dice category has kind of been blowing up since OSP came out with the Sakura rubber dice. Everyone is kind of trying to do something similar to this. You know, you have the Emo Kamushis and now the 40 and the 60 sizes, which is kind of this. You have this now. But what I like what Raid did here is they did something a little bit unique. So this is going to be I don't have actual dimensions on this. It's tiny. It's meant to be fished on a Ryugi number 4 drop shot hook. The most popular way you guys are going to be fishing this is going to be on a drop shot. Some of these will be available in floating, some will be sinking, some will be both. The unique thing with the Raid are going to be these 2 front appendages here that are going to, while you are, you know, let's say drop swimming, but it's something we do a lot up here, and this is going to play well into it. Basically, you throw your bait out there, you let your weight hit the bottom, and you just kind of reel it in slowly. I'm sure everybody does it, but this is going to be amazing for that. Now, why this one specifically? These 2 appendages here, as you are bringing it back to you, are going to have this thing kind of rock side to side. So it's going to impart a secondary action to it, which is really cool. I mean, all of these appendages hanging off it are going to have great drawing power, but this just having that little side-to-side hunting action is going to be awesome. Also, another thing that I don't think people are really talking about with this, as you kind of rip it towards you while you're on drop shot, all this cupping in this flat face here, it's going to stop it right in position. So if you're fishing a very small target and you're trying to get a reaction out of it, you're not going to over pull it off of the spot. Now, is it going to stop it like a, you know, like a big cup lip? No, but it's going to help. The floating versions, if you fish it on a, you know, a small enough hook, you can get it to ripple on top of the water. That's kind of what it's meant to do. But like I said, most of these are going to be specifically fished. Drop shot's going to be the way. And that Ryugi number 4 fog shot is kind of going to be the key deal. That's generally what they're recommending to it. So half of the appendages on this guy are going to be molded into it, and then you're going to see a bunch of actual silicone skirt being threaded through it. Like I said, this is going to be an amazing drop shot bait. It's going to catch a ton of fish. Similar to that OSP dice, just a little bit different look with that cup mouth, especially if you're drop swimming. So check this one out. I'm going to run through the colors. This is going to be Stealth Killer, so just literally clear. Always popular Aomiso. Gonna have Stealth Fish. So the one that I was holding up is going to be Orange Jab. So it's kind of like that Zari reddish color into the orange back there. Scuppernong. So this is going to be in the floating. Green Pumpkin Seed. So Green Pumpkin. This one's going to be available in floating and sinking. Tenaga Ebi. Ghost Shrimp. And then Smoke Shrimp. So 9 colors, couple different variants. Really excited to get these in. The dice rubber has been very hard to get. Great alternative, and just something with a little bit extra flair, let's say that. So definitely check these out from Raid. The one way is available now. Also, something to consider with all the stuff that I've spoke about so far, during the time that this video is out, so until tomorrow, all this stuff is on sale for 15% off. I mean, brand new product on sale, 15% off, Father's Day. There's never been a better time to grab new products. So keep that in mind with pretty much everything. Again, there's some more stuff that's a little bit heavier discounted that I'll get into at the end of this, but so far, if my math serves me correct, I think every single thing is at least 15% off. Also new from Raid, we're gonna see only one color right now in the Adjustraight 12 Slim version. So this is going to be it's going to be a 12-inch slender worm. There's going to be little segments here where it can break off. This is recommended to be fished, believe it or not, on a fog shot. So that hook that we were talking about earlier, from a size 6 to a size 4. As the colors come in, we'll keep adding them, but for now, just the one in the orange punch. In the 2-way, we're going to have a color addition in the floating model. So this is going to be Smoke Shrimp. 1-way to the 2-way. Basically, the 2-way is ultra popular up here. If you're not familiar with it, I'm gonna say it's a wacky style bait. That's how most people are traditionally fishing it. So this is kind of where the inspiration for the 1-way came. It's available in a ton of different sizes. A bunch of different amazing colors. So it's gonna have that little bulb in the middle. That's where most people are gonna hook this thing. You're gonna throw it out there. It's gonna come down nicely. These appendages are gonna flare out, do their thing. So this is specifically the floating model in smoke shrimp. Really cool color. We're gonna have a new net in from Braid. This is going to be the Braid Gladiator landing net. So we're gonna have the 200 size and we're gonna have the 350 size. This thing, I have never seen a net extend so big in my entire life. So these are, again, circling back to Braid's origin, bank fishing. So these are gonna be smaller hoops. This is going to travel well with you. Maybe you're a trout guy or you like fishing, you know, back creeks, you gotta pack light and you gotta keep everything compact. It's gonna be one for you. Boat guy, probably too small, if I'm being honest with you. But this thing is badass. So it's going to come with this really cool carrying bag. You're going to get your hoop. So this is, wow, it's built well. This is an all metal hoop. It's amazing. And then I cannot explain to you guys how big this thing is. It is probably, this probably extends out. I'm not exaggerating. Like I'm just gonna pull it out. This is gonna look like I'm performing a magic trick right now. All right. Section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5. I don't know if I have enough roof for this thing. Like, if you're fishing off the top of a 14-story building into a river, this is the net for you. This thing is nuts. Coolest net of all time. If you just like cool stuff, this is one of the coolest. Like I said, if you fish a lot from shore, kayak, I guess, the hoop still might be a little small for you. They're small. This extends 3.5 meters. Is that how far is that? 11.5 feet. This extends 11.5 feet. Yeah, like this is the biggest, smallest landing net of all time. Amazing build quality. It looks cool. Like this, just like the branding is amazing. The build quality feels awesome in the hand. Really cool one from Braid. Available in a 3.5 meter and a 2 meter. Get the 3.5 meter. It's literally no brainer. This is like you'll never miss a fish again. You catch it the second you hook it. So check this out from Braid. I'm taking one home. There's gonna be one less 3.5 meter. Those are the facts. Yeah, really cool one from Braid. This is the overall packaging, by the way. I got real hyped up there. The handle doesn't feel cheap. It feels really premium. Yeah, I can't beat it. It's also really lightweight. Check this one out from Braid. Amazing product. Another new size and product from Braid Japan. This one's cool, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago in a heavy plastic video, and we're gonna see the upsize of it. So the Braid Bukkomi Craw in the daddy size. So this is going to be a 4-inch version. The previous was a 3.5, 14 gram. This is gonna be a 20 gram, so almost 3/4 ounce. It's an amazing heavy plastic bait, kind of like a cover scat. On the fence. It's also a great backglide bait. So this is a really cool bait if you're into throwing heavy plastic style baits, but I'll say this one has a little bit of flair. It's also really good if you like throwing backglides. So there's a couple different ways to rig it, depending on what you're looking to do. Basically, it is a dense, heavy, like extra salted plastic. But the cool part about this is that these tentacles, this whole front area, has no salt impregnated into it. So these are gonna be more buoyant. It's gonna allow them to flow a little bit freer. You know, as this thing's kind of gliding back down, these are just gonna kind of be hanging out in the back, doing whatever they want. And this, I would say, is going to be more of the everyday size. The other size is more of a, I would say more of a petite size. 4-inch body, you're gonna use a 5/0 hook in this, and you're probably not gonna weight it. If you really wanna throw maybe a nail weight in it, you can, but 20 grams, 3/4 ounce. This thing's gonna cast a mile. It's gonna sink pretty quickly. Yeah, really cool one from Braid. Available in a ton of colors. I'm gonna run through them again because we've only done it one time. Like I've said 1,000 times this year, Braid is doing phenomenal. Probably the hottest brand in fishing right now as a whole. They just keep coming out with amazing, innovative products. Their color selection's great. They fill little tiny holes, and if they do something similar, they always manage to put their own little twist on it. Back to the colors. Orange punch, So this is gonna be that kind of a green pumpkin and then orange with an orange back. We're gonna have Goodipan Sakura Chartreuse. So green pumpkin chartreuse. Basically anything Goodipan is green pumpkin, which will bring me to this one. Goodipan Sakura, so green pumpkin. That's I don't know if that's what it translates to, but that's what it is. And then we're going to have Zari Miso, really cool one. So kind of like that miso into like a more reddish color. We're also gonna have Pearl Shrimp. It's a really cool one. Ao Miso, Smoked Shrimp, and then Scuppernong. You can't not have Scuppernong. You gotta have Scuppernong. That is a new size from Raid Japan in the Bukkomi Craw Daddy. Really cool to have both sizes. Again, 3.5, 14 gram, and then 4-inch, 20 gram. These are heavy enough that the action has been pre-thought out for you not to have weight on it. That would be my suggestions for you to fish it. It's a pretty cool week from Raid. That's a lot of new sizes, a lot of new products. Good time to have it. So, show continues on. Moving over to the Graph Glove, we are going to have their new Graph Glove. What a beautiful segue. This is gonna be, I'm gonna open this one. So for you guys that are running eco maps, you know how you can take your graph off and it comes out of the cradle and that's all great, and you have your screen cover and then you throw in the back of your truck and they slide around and yeah, you're not very happy. Now you're going to have this neoprene with this waterproof zipper on to put your graphs into. So I'm gonna have them for 8, 9, 10, and 12-inch graphs. This will fit Humminbird graphs. This will fit Lowrance graphs, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty much gonna speak to you Garmin guys because I've had the other graphs and never take them off. It's too hard. I just put the locky thing on the side. The Garmin ones though, a little clip, boom, easy, pop it into here. You take them with you inside. They're always gonna be safe. And you could probably, you know, color code these, put a little label on here or something so you know which graph goes back to which cradle, because we all know that when you take them off the cradle, you forget which one they go on to, unless you're smart and you put those little stickers on the back. But you can have, each one can have their own home. It's gonna keep them safe, dry, protected, and it's got a cool little handle so you can carry like, I mean, probably 5 now. I guess we all got 5 graphs on our boat, so probably carry 5 in your hand pretty easily. Yeah, new from the Graph Glove. All right, so we're gonna move over to Cal Coast now. If you're not familiar with Cal Coast, they make a bunch of little accessories for fishing. Let's just put it that way. Probably best known for their culling system. I think it's the best culling system possibly made. Locks down really nice. Doesn't kill smallmouth, which is a positive. Some of these ones, they get a little fat on the lips. The cull system is what they're known for, but we brought in some of the other stuff that we've been out of for a long time. One is going to be the money beam. So if you're beaming fish, this is a great one to look at. Their culling set doesn't come with a beam, so if you need to beam them, you gotta buy one. So the money beam. All right, so I'm gonna put a little scenario out there for you guys. You're fishing in a tournament and you're not into sandbagging, and you just want to let everybody know how good you did. You could take the tournament bag, and you'd be like everybody else and be standard, or you could bring your own bag and let everybody know that you got a big sack. So we brought these in from Cal Coast. I think it's pretty fun. I don't know. If you fish tournaments, you should have a fish bag anyways. Besides the funny part, it's gonna hold the water, no mesh insert, so it's just, you're gonna fill this thing up with water, put the fish in it, bring them in. It's called the Big Sack from Cal Coast Fishing. And then probably the item I get asked for the most from Cal Coast Fishing, which I have not had for quite some time, so I'm just gonna touch on it, is going to be their bait keepers. Last time I had them, it was only available in this 3-pack where you had to get a small, medium, and large. Now I'm gonna have the small, the medium, and the large size available individually. If you don't know what size you need, buy a multi-pack. I mean, you're gonna find a use for the other two, and then you're just gonna double up on the one that you really need them all. It's gonna be good for, obviously, hook keeping. So if you're throwing text rig, you hook it in there. You don't do what I do. Do not hook it into your reel. It's bad for your reel. Scratches it up, looks like trash. Definitely don't put it to your eyelet. If your rod does not have a bait keeper, you could try something like this. So it's going to have, the one side here is going to be to push your line through. It's basically going to hold your drop shot weight. And then the other side is going to be a closed circle, which is going to be for hooking your hook to it. It clips onto your rod blank. Honestly, some rods it's going to work with, other rods it's not. It depends on how you hold your rod as well, if it's going to be in your way. Something that's always popular when we bring it in. Check this out from Cal Coast, the Cali clips. Okay, so that's going to conclude the what's new. Now we're having a sale today and tomorrow, and then no more sale because we're going fishing. The sale details. If you go to the website, obviously you're going to see some stuff. Some things will only apply at checkout, and then there's some additional sales. If you're a fan of Evergreen, Evergreen is going to be on sale for 30% off. If you're a BFS fisherman, you're probably familiar with certain brands. There's a brand that you should familiarize yourself with. It's going to be called Tetraworks. Tetraworks makes amazing little poppers, a bunch of little, it's actually a saltwater brand, but a lot of their little soft plastics and hard baits are great for BFS. Tetraworks is also 30% off because I want you guys to try this brand out. We've had it in the store for a while. The guys who know. I want everybody to know. Phenomenal brand, phenomenal products, and super affordable. All the colors aren't outlandish saltwater colors, so definitely check that out. Another one that for some reason never really took off as I expected it to, and one we've caught a ton of fish on over the years, is going to be the Joint Claw S shape. So this I'm going to do for 40% off. Give it a shot. There's regular normal colors, green pumpkin, stuff like that. There's also a little bit more outlandish color. It's going to be great on a jig head. It's going to be great on a drop shot. It's essentially a minnow style bait. It's going to have a small segment, kind of like the jointed claw is. So this is a small soft plastic jointed claw, 2.5 inches. You're going to get 7 to a pack, 40% off. Tough to beat. Check these ones out. If you guys are not drop shotting a minnow style bait at this point, you're missing out. Worms are great. Minnow style baits are king. This is a phenomenal one from Gangcraft, so check this guy out. We're gonna have Jackal Piku Pikus, the amazing little topwater from Jackal that you don't really have to do a lot with. You toss it out there, twitch it around. Ashley put one up right here. Boom, boom, Piku Piku. This is gonna be BOGO, so you're gonna get 2 Piku Pikus for the price of 1. That's gonna be an amazing one. Also the OSP SS Gill. Boom, right here on the screen, 1, 2. Those are gonna be BOGO as well. So check those out from OSP. Almost all other regular priced items are gonna be 15% off. So Raid, Dual Realis. OSP is 20% off. So if you're a big fan of OSP, we just had a crazy big restock last week on a bunch of stuff. We also had the new Iramaki shads come in, a bunch of new hard baits. We got a full restock of all the Durgas, the Varunas, everything is back in stock from OSP. That's going to be a 20% off discount. If you like Depths is going to be 15% off. If you like Z-Man's going to be 15% off. X-Zone's going to be 15% off. Sunline, which we just talked about this, all that new line is 15% off right now. So there's not a better time to really buy. You're going to buy it anyway. We're going fishing in Friday. We're going fishing not tomorrow, but the next day. If you're in the States and you've been fishing, we suck, but I'm real excited. So never going to be a better time to buy it. I'm cutting it off on Friday because we're going fishing. Thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Look forward to see you on Saturday. And now we're going to start doing the on the water videos. Thank the Lord. See you guys later.